All right, everybody. Super excited to talk to you about how to use Venus to manifest. Currently, at the time I'm recording this video, Venus is in the beautiful sign of Sagittarius. So I'm going to be going through all 12 houses for those of you who came from one of my other videos. And we're just going to talk about how to use this to manifest ultimately. So, quick introduction to Venus. Venus represents love and beauty. Venus is associated with relationships of all kinds. It can be a relationship with yourself, others, with money, with love, with health, anything. Aesthetics, beauty, arts. It influences the desire of pleasure. So it can invoke pleasure in another person. It can be the pleasure that you feel for yourself. It can be the harmony and the comfort that you also provide for yourself and other people. So, Venus is the ultimate sign of femininity amongst the planets in astrology. Venus represents the feminine principle and is linked to the qualities and tenderness and sympathy, charm and grace. So, I love taking advantage of the energy of Venus whenever I need to become more receptive to things such as money, such as relationships, such as my health, because whenever I want to attract things towards me, I rely on Venus based on it being in my birth chart in a specific house, which I'll talk to you in a second about. So, Venus does rule romantic relationships as well. So, if you are someone who is helping people with romantic relationships, or if you want to help yourself with romantic relationships, or you find yourself in a cycle of repeating certain types of people in romantic relationships, the placement where Venus is in your birth chart will indicate one of the many approaches that relationships and affection shows up for you. So sometimes I'll see in the comments, someone will say, I only attract toxic men. And sometimes I want to respond, but ultimately it's like, well, if you are attracting this certain type of person over and over, what are you being and what are you expecting? And what reality do you live in? If you state that you always attract this, the tongue rules your life and you will definitely attract that type of person. So remember, Venus is connected to love, beauty, the feminine principle. Its placement aspects your chart to provide more insight, and it's always going to help you with your relationships, pleasures, and aesthetics. So Venus through the signs. Here, Venus in Aries is really about being passionate, enthusiastic, and spontaneous. I have Venus in Aries. I'm sure a lot of you do because I've noticed you attract similar people to your Venus. Venus in Taurus, if you have Venus in Taurus, a lot of your energy is going to be around beauty, comforts, and sensuality. So if you're selling products, you want to focus on things that align with that. And if you struggle or if you want to enhance your relationships, you want to focus on things like this as well. Venus in Gemini, this is an intellectual, curious type of person. So that approach is going to be very important for your relationships to thrive and survive. Venus in Cancer, nurture sensitivities as well as being an emotional output for yourself and for other people. Venus in Leo, it's important that you share your creativity, be bold, as well as express your romantic nature. Any lack of that will stunt your Venus. Venus in Virgo. Venus in Virgo is very discerning, helpful, and health conscious. If you have a lot of planets in Virgo, I've said this once, I'll say it again. Virgo people are not overthinkers. They're typically under executors. So being helpful, being discerning, being health focused, and that's how you make money. That's how you show up more, attractive. Venus in Libra people, Venus here gives a peaceful, just, partnership oriented approach. So always remember that if you're attracting certain types of people, if you want to attract certain types of money in your life, you definitely want to do partnerships. You want to be peaceful, help people find peace in their own life. Venus and Scorpio people, you want to be helping people with their intensities, their transformations, as well as their perspectives on relationships for them to thrive, for you to assist them. Venus in Sagittarius, like I said at the time I'm creating this video, it's in this sign. So Venus in Sagittarius is adventurous, philosophical, and broad-minded, which is why I'm covering all of the different 12 signs in Venus. Venus in Capricorn, this is important for you to focus in on being responsible, disciplined, and committed in your relationships because it's going to help you and other people become responsible, disciplined, and committed. Venus in Aquarius, you want to take the unconventional, intellectual, friendly route always. Always take the, as my previous mentor said, the soft approach in regards to being unconventional. Still don't care about what people think, but in a friendly way. Venus in Pisces, I have this in my sidereal chart. Love this placement. Dreamy, compassionate, and imaginative. Use this to your advantage for manifestation in regards to your money. What does that mean? Create art, be dreamy, be compassionate, show your imagination, show off these things. So Venus in the first house, for example, I have this placement specifically. These people tend to be very charming, graceful, and attractive, and harmony in relationships may accommodate to others' needs more than your own. Venus in the second house, people with this placement typically will find that material possessions are very important to them, and that security is very important to them. Or if you have Taurus second house, this could also apply to you as well. Venus in the third house, people love and thrive off of intellectual pursuits and communication, as well as mental stimulation. So you need this in your relationships. Venus in the fourth house, your family and your emotional security is very important. So you want to take advantage of this in order for you and other people to actually feel those emotional bonds that you are so good at creating within yourself. Venus in the fifth house, people, indicates a strong creative and romantic energy. If you have this placement, know that you should be romantic. If you get hurt, you still should be romantic. You should, if someone stunts your growth with creativity, you should still be creative and allow that to come out with joy and lightheartedness. Venus in the sixth house, people are very health focused. So you definitely want to bring that health life balance into your workplace, into your energy, into your pleasure as well. Venus in the seventh house is very powerful, but you are very good at partnerships. So your friends, your family, your actual lover, your romantic life, all of it helps you create an understanding around equality, reciprocity, and mutual pleasure. So you can calibrate yourself better through your relationships, and you should. Venus in the eighth house, people, intimacy is a very good and a very important deal. I've seen a lot of people make fun that Venus in the eighth house should be a sex worker. Do it. If you're going to do it, just do it. But also, the eighth house is way better and bigger than that. It's really about deep bonds, merging finances, and how to transform through vulnerability. So if that to you means sex work, cool. But also, it's so much deeper than that. Venus in the ninth house is great for someone who wants to travel, teach, expand their own inner world, and share that with others. Ninth house is very open minded and it helps people from different countries connect with people from other countries. Anything in the ninth house is great for these purposes, but Venus just is so powerful with attraction for teachers, for spiritual teachers, philosophers, book writers, travelers, nomads. Venus in the 10th house, people will definitely find your fashion sense and your business acumen very positive in their life. So it could also be a very strong pull to government ties or helping people leave government jobs, things like this. This is a very powerful placement for people who are looking to be artists. And art can be anything from a writer to someone who does fashion to someone who creates content to someone who helps someone else create content, someone else who styles another person, someone who sings. It can be, there's so many layers and levels to art. So don't cage yourself. It's really about what do you feel, what do you create, and getting into that cycle for work, especially if you want to tap into luxury or relationships or diplomacy. Venus in the 11th house, I call the 11th house a social media house, but definitely you want to focus on your relationships with larger groups of people. So if you have a Venus in the 11th house, social media is great for you. Online communities, great for you. Groups of people that you meet up with once a week in person, great for you. Having a Discord or a Patreon or something where there's a bunch of people is really good for you because it allows you to have a lot of acquaintances. You don't need a lot of friends, but you do want to have a lot of associates. So that will help you also connect more with people and you'll be able to share your ideas and values with people who you align with, which will help you manifest. Venus in the 12th house, people, you manifest through things like prayer, through visualization, through writing, through music, through subconscious things. I would not just listen to frequencies. I would actually go deeper into hypnosis, where you can actually be suggested the things that you want. These intuitive gifts will be very powerful for you and help you become an oracle, a mystic, have a very strong spiritual practice. You don't need to have a super strong spiritual practice, but if you do, and you want to manifest certain things, this is how you would do it. And you have a lot of hidden talents, secret loves, and a deep need for privacy, which is where you go to manifest. So I hope that was extremely helpful. For those of you who are going to be speaking to me soon or coming to one of my events, Venus is one of the most powerful planets for manifestation, but there are 8 more and they're all great. So this is my favorite because I'm a Venus first house. So this is the one that I like to focus on. So if you find that that is somewhere where you would like to fall into as well, go ahead and leave this video a like, comment where your Venus is and how this resonates with you and what you should be doing, not what you've been doing, because that doesn't matter anymore. You're stepping into a new paradigm. What should you be doing in order to manifest with your Venus? Go ahead and comment that and subscribe for more. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.